All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the GESC Indonesia European Qualifiers. We are on our final day. At the end of today, we will know which of these three teams now remaining will advance on to the minor event that is a $300,000 prize pool, an 8-team tournament.
5 seconds remaining.
And we'll know which teams are eliminated, unfortunately. We got our first matchup. This is a loser bracket finals, best of 3. The winner of this going to the grand finals, which will be a best of 5 later on today, where the final tribe is currently awaiting to see their opponent. As far as their opponents could be, we have Penta Sports versus Double Dimension. Looking forward to, once again, a great series. I am Breaky CPK, going to be your host as well. And today I do have a co-caster on hand, the great Trent Pax. How's it going, Trent?
Oh, so good. Nice little, well, not really that early, I suppose. It's early when you're up all night losing pubs with Mott and Suns fans, so it's early in that sense. And, yeah, lots of beautiful little storylines here. Now, Double Dimension, been excited to watch these guys. Haven't got to cast them too much. They took down Kingwin 2-0, which was the really kind of impressive thing to me. Not expecting that. You know, this is Kingwin supposed to be here right now in my mind. So we'll see. I don't know. Can they actually complete it and make their way? I know they need some revenge up against the final tribe because they lost to them in DAC 2-1, which was pretty close. So you never know. Whoever takes this 100% has a chance up against the final tribe, which just means our best of 3 and best of 5s today should both be very good.
There's going to be some good Dota today. This tournament as a whole, it's only a 4-team event, but I got to say, it's been 2 days so far. It's been very entertaining, so I'm happy I got the chance to cast this. Now, you mentioned several storylines there. Hell, another one is these two teams did meet up in the first round of this event. Penta Sports actually won that series 2-0, despite the efforts of Ditya Ross specifically on a Lycan. I remember in the first game, he almost carried his team to victory. It's some pretty crazy stuff. But I also remember that series, Weehaw. He had 3 rampage streaks, 3 different rampage streaks in those 2 games. Pretty absurd.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. He's a decent player, some may say. Not so washed up. He's pretty good right now. So
yeah, he's bringing it back. I actually had the chance. I've hung out with the Penta guys a couple times at different lands. We just kind of wind up at the same place. They made it to ESL and Genting.
Nice.
And so I was hanging out with DNZ a bit, and he was very excited at that point because they had just been kind of talking to Weehaw, and he was telling me that they're super hyped up because they feel like Weehaw is exactly what they needed on the team, kind of that missing link that's kind of trying to pull everything together. And obviously it's been working out fairly well for them. Just gotta claw their way back in that grand final after going down to final tribe, and see if they can qualify themselves to another SEA event.
That is true. And here we have the draft developing. So let's go ahead and take a closer look with a Clockwork first pick, Rubik Sand King response, the Witch Doctor. And then the Shadow Fiend came out into now a Dragon Knight. So, interesting development of the draft. But what do you think so far, Trent?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, Dragon Knight is just you just pick this guy. You're like Shadow Fiend. I don't know. It used to be, you would think that Shadow Fiend would dumpster this hero. I remember even when the SF first got the raised buff, people were starting to pick SF versus DK, thinking, okay, here we go. Now we can shut down this Dragon Knight and all that, that big regen and everything. But it doesn't matter. He regens way too much. Even the stacking bonus of the raises isn't enough to really kill him. But at the same time, it's not a huge threat on the Shadow Fiend, right? He just has to watch out for the Clockwork rotations, make sure he doesn't get cogged from behind or something like that, or set up by a stun. So there is kill threat from Penta, but SF overall will still get the farm that he's looking for, especially if he gets helped out by other Rubik Sand King or perhaps a different support if the Sand King ends up being the offlaner. We have our Clockwork and our Witch Doctor, Rubik and Sand King. I think Rubik's probably, to me, the best overall hero in Dota right now. I feel like in terms of competitive Dota and how the draft starts and everything, you can always put a lot of value on very good position 5s in the sense that you can just pick them up early, right? And they don't get counted all too well. But Rubik not only can be a 5, he can also kind of be a 4. There's a lot of experimentation going on right now. If anyone's watched our TZ stream for the mid Rubik, I keep seeing mid Rubiks in every other high tier game, so sooner or later it's going to start happening. But he just feels extremely strong at the current moment. Plus, he counters Omni, which doesn't hurt right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Shen's a hero that's, different opinions perhaps from team to team, but Double Dimension Gonna choose to run him right here, and if there's one thing we do know, it's siege creeps right now. They controlling those siege creeps, with like a Helm of the Dominator, for example, we see quite a bit, and well, Chen has the capability to do that for multiple siege creeps. So,
yeah, definitely, always a good thing to have with you. We do get the Life Stealer though. Okay, very nice game actually. Nothing to go through the immunity unless you end up getting one of those like Chen troll keeps or something, and then you can obviously just like infest into a Chen creep, which can be pretty helpful in a lot of engagements. And potential infest carrier in both the Dragonite and the Clock. So the Queen Van actually comes out as well. So just kind of that flexibility of Dragonite perhaps being a bit annoying here, as they're not sure if this will actually be for Weehaw, if they want to give Weehaw something that's perhaps a bit more fluid in the game and actually gets around more.
Maybe some flashbacks as well for Double Dimension, because I mentioned those 3 rampages that Weehaw had in the first series. 2 of them were in that second game, and it was with the Queen of Pain in that game too, so understandable.
5 seconds
Terrifying lad, this guy.
Yeah. DK, though, that's a good point about DK, because we've actually been seeing these off-lane DKs start to be more relevant. Hell, I've even seen a safe-lane DK once or twice, I want to say. So he's proven to be a very versatile hero as of late.
He's almost replaced Puck in that sense. Like, Puck is still fairly popular, but not as much as, like, a month ago or even, like, 2 months ago, where he was in first pick every single game because of that flexibility, where he could go, like, mid, off lane, or even, like, solo safe lane kind of stuff, just because he's so flexible in the laning. And DK's just kind of at the same stage. DK also has some structure damage, which, of course, we always talk about. It's pretty rare overall for heroes in Dota. Bat Rider! So they will go for the Bat, though.
Off lane.
I don't even know who's going to play that. I'm guessing Boogie's going to play it. I remember Weehaw used to have a lot of fun playing Bat Rider, but we'll assume for now it'll be Boogie.
The mid Bat Rider could be interesting.
10 seconds
we've seen it once. God, there's a matchup where he was just dominating at. I forget what.
5 seconds.
There was one. I'm blanking on the hero now. There was one specific hero though where it's like, oh my God, Bat Rider mid. He just wrecked him, but not coming to mind. So
yeah, I mean Bat's obviously he creates a lot of problems. You have to pick certain heroes to lane up against him. Yeah, you got your PL, so you can get rid of the napalm stacks, and then sometimes you see the jug. Oh my God, please tell me it's actually the Weehaw Bat. I really hope it is. It's so good.
Good against Shadow Fiend, better against Shadow Fiend even. And then
sure, man, walk on him.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
Exactly.
Just walk it, like he's got that slow turn rate, go in circles, he can't raise you. And he only has the close raise, or like obviously like the power of Shadow Fiend is you get the triple raise going, but if you stay in the same distance from Shadow Fiend, he's only got 1 raise. And so when that thing's on cooldown, you're just flying on top of his head.
Yeah.
Going in circles, so. Oh, if you guys switch, I'm going to be so sad right now.
Got that sweet skin going as well, man. This is. We did get to see the Weehaw Meepo yesterday, actually. That was quite the treat. It was bad. The game went horrible for Penta Sports, though. And I think even Weehaw would admit that was not one of his better performances on the hero. It's just the game got out of control in favor of the Funnel Tribe. So
pick, eh?
yeah, they tried. They tried, but it was fun on the idea of it. But maybe we'll see it again in more, a better circumstance, perhaps. Okay, but it is Weehaw on the Bat Rider for now.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
Prepare for battle.
You were right.
And they're sending Oliver mid. Oh, they're ready for all of the lane swaps right now.
Okay. Yeah, musical lanes. That's been the name of the game right now for the current patch, especially. Obviously, since the implementation of the TPs, I mean, that was one of the negative effects. I don't even know if that's a negative effect, really. It's just teams are now taking advantage of that idea. It's like, well, we can freely swap now, at least a little more freely than we could before. So, kind of reacting to what the lanes look like. Man.
They have, like, fully predicted exactly what they're going to do. Because they think Weehaw's going to be mid, right? So Weehaw's hiding. He doesn't want anyone to see him. Because they think on the dire side that Weehaw's going to go mid, which is a logical thing to assume. So they put the PL mid because he wants to lane up against the Bat Rider because the Shadow Fiend can't lane against the Bat Rider. And then Bat Rider's probably going to go top. I'm not sure. Weehaw might just sit down here. Because I guess it either way is fine, right? If they get Dragonite and Clockwork versus SF, they should be okay with that. And then the SF will feel pressure to maybe rotate down bottom. But then there's going to be a Bat Rider Witch Stalker waiting for him.
Yeah. All right, keep the radio cast going because I'm actually having to restart my game right here,
All right,
guys.
sounds good. Don't worry. It was
screen.
just bounty runes being picked up. Mag actually is the winner. He gets double. And then we got Boogie and Oliver each grabbing 1 bounty rune. So the lanes that you all saw, it's going to be the lanes that we get.
So it's Weeha on the bottom lane?
Yep, he's down bot. And then
Okay.
DNZ also just spotted planting a ward as you get brought back into the game.
There we go.
DNZ was trying to make a play onto the PL early. Maybe trying to abuse the earlier cooldown of Doppelganger if he was forced to do it or something. But he just planted a ward on top of that ward on the high ground behind the Dire mid. So now they not only know that ward is there, but they know that DNZ's rotating top too.
Yeah, got that information. And so sure enough, Clockwork's up here, but Excalibur playing it pretty backed up. Milan just going to throw out that Fade Bolt and keep the harassment going. But Excalibur, safe lane Shadow Fiend. Again, these lanes, not your typical, but ultimately teams reacting to one another. But Didier, this could be a tough time for him in the middle lane, especially if Witch Doctor sits here. Seems like.
He just keeps playing around.
Yeah.
Very irritating. As well, one thing about Witch Doctor that we often don't get a chance to talk about is that Maledict is undispellable. So it's one of those debuffs you can't do anything about just by using your Doppelganger.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
It's
that's
a nice defensive mechanism.
I was going to say, maybe that's why. I mean, that's not ultimately why, but it's one of the reasons why Witch Doctor is a pretty strong support, has such an ability that not only is good for kills, but yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there's so many, several different items. You know, there's heroes such as a Phantom Lance that's pretty popular that can naturally usually purge offset abilities, but not Maledict. It sticks to you no matter what, so.
Rather irritating. I mean, the level 1 Maledict is just, it's pretty
It's
value.
bad.
105, you know. People keep nerfing, or all the heroes keep getting nerfed, like Shao Shaman's level 1 value points and everything. So
Yeah.
you got to find some other position 5 that's got some value there.
Well, you like level 1 Maledict? I
mean, it works in certain lanes. It's definitely the right call for sure.
Oh my god, I might actually get a
Stick
kill
her
here. Is that a kill? One more tick.
Oh, it's going to be really close.
The regen.
9 HP.
Yeah, I saw 4 HP, I want to say.
Oh, really?
That really got down there. Yeah, that was a close call. But
Sorry, I only have 60 frames over here, guys. I'm
Oh,
not up
boy.
to the 144, so I can't get that 4 HP on there.
well, he
tough
got
life.
low. Now, actually, middle lane Lifestealer is the one that's perhaps in trouble. Good hero blocking coming out from Chen. There's a lift, though. Rubik, perfect timing to get there. And Dityra ends up in the first play. Because, you know, how close things can be as Excalibur now top lane. He's fine, though, so he'll survive. But, yeah, it was so close to a first blood for Penta. Instead, it's a turn in favor of Double Dimension. And Lifestealer goes down.
Yeah, the pains of the mid lane, and actually seeing Chen get something done, which is good, J4. You know, Chen these days, of course, you're pretty slow to start. You gotta wait for the first minute for the creeps, and his lanes are rather difficult to gank. That's another great thing about Batrider. So he just gets harassed up here by Mag. Oh, yeah, he's gonna go aggressive on him now, too. Mag is a straight up TP out. Oh, and he goes to the tower. Oh, he's got
salve. I was going to say, yeah, with the salve, he's fine. And now actually could reset right here. Has a salve himself, though. He's smart. He's maybe almost expecting something in response. Just going to heal up. So with the troll here, I don't think they're going to have enough damage, especially if he keeps playing defensive like this. Unless the
Both
overextends.
teams, the early vision, just doing a lot of work. They just saw RMN coming up top.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can spot everywhere the Clockwork's going. Down bottom, yeah, they're seeing J4 with the Chen. So all of the cores very happy in their lanes, applauding their support, saying, man, that ward really helped me out here, guys. Thanks a lot.
Keeping me
Positive
alive.
vibes today, Breaky.
It is. That's a theme of today. Positive vibes. We've decided that.
That's the name of the game.
That's how it should always be, frankly, but especially today. Well, look at the CS, though, man. This is being dominated by the Radiant side. Speaking of positive, they're feeling pretty good when it comes to the laning phase so far. Everyone's doing. Especially Weeha, 22 and 6 down there. But that's probably not too surprising, though, right? Batrider versus a Sand King.
Should just have free reign. Not really much they can do. J4 is now level 3. He's got the tomato. Gonna try and make a play with the net as well. I don't know. Level 2 Burrow, level 2 Caustic. Will they have enough damage? He needs to harass down Weeha a bit, it looks like. But, you know, like, how do you prep for a gank on a Batrider when trying to prep for that gank just by harassing him just gets you killed, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
It's a bit frustrating.
Speaking of Batrider doing very well here in the laning phase, how is that going to translate, you think?
Oliver.
Yeah, they are going in, aren't they? Maledict is up. The pushback with the cogs. Excalibur definitely falling. He's trying to do as much damage as possible. maybe get the turn kill, but Milan can't dish out enough himself. And so he will survive.
That kill was actually started by the Dire with Milan trying to get a pullback onto Oliver, and it looked really good, but just the rage into the level 2 open wounds, and he regens so fast on Oliver. As they finally get our play, though.
Yep, saw that at the last second, just stun in, and he just surrounded him with the Chen army, actually. Got the Hellburst Smasher, the net, of course, from the Troll, and he's still sticking around as if he might try to gank him again if he TPs in. I mean, they do not have vision of him.
Oh, the dream!
Is this going to work?
Get him! It's on cooldown right now, too. He might just be dead.
Firefly's not ready. There you go. The net, they kind of stacked them together, so not the best, but out comes the Penitence. That amp damage, running him down. The Hellburst Smasher, already using his clap. Firefly, he gets it off, but the range auto attacks. The Burrow Strike connects, and down goes we again. Very well played by J4.
Yeah,
the patience.
Excellent. And you saw where he was standing too, right? You know, that's one of the bigger differences between high skill and low skills. You're like, he is so close to that line of fog. And then he can just initiate instantaneously when he comes back in. And just like knowing that cooldown and understanding like the Batrider matchup, very impressive stuff. But I mean, J4 has been a legend. You know, this guy, he is the Titan Slayer. He is the David versus the Goliaths. This guy used to captain that Power Ranger stack that would always beat Na'Vi somehow when Na'Vi was good. And you're like, you're not supposed to win. You're never supposed to win, J4. But he used to find a way to do it. So always been very impressed by him.
And he's pushing bottom tower as well. That's a very early tier 1 tower. I mean, this went from a lane being dominated by Batrider to all of a sudden the Dire team's looking pretty good down there, especially now with the tier 1 gone. Batrider's having
this
to...
could open a lot of space for Mag, too.
Yeah.
Start, like, farming up this whole area.
Kind of recover himself. Kind of goes back to Batrider, though, again, with that earlier start, before those 2 deaths happened, was putting up the question of, how was that going to translate? He is going to go drums first. Of course, being a little bit slowed down by the happenings, what's been going on. But you like the idea of drums first over the blink. I mean, we see that, kind of different game to game.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for the pullback. Yeah.
That's
risky.
risky.
Much support. I guess he figured he was probably dead anyway or something. He's just like, maybe I can get a kill. I mean, it's obviously extremely close.
Middle lane. Excalibur is going to be run on. There's 4 heroes here all of a sudden. Now comes the Feedable, though. Mitigating plenty of damage. Also doing some damage in return. Excalibur is caught in the cogs, though. He's definitely dead. Once again, in case of I might as well dish out as much right click as I can before I go down. So he falls. DNZ, they do not have a stopper for him. As Boogie's in the Elder Dragon form. But yeah, 4 heroes just running in that middle lane from Penta. I guess they kill Shadow Fiend again. That's a positive.
Yeah, I thought it was actually going to go well for DD because it looked like they were responding very quickly with the TP supports, but Mag came in pretty low on mana, so he couldn't clean up everyone. And that just means Excalibur finally going to be slowed down here. As we talked about how like the Radiant CS was looking really good to start the game, but now look at the net worth chart. 3 of the top 4 Dire side have a 1K lead around the 8-minute mark. And as you're saying, like the drums instead of blink on Weehaw, to me that just means they're going to put some burden on DNZ. He's going to be the guy that creates some early opportunities for infest ganks.
Well, Boogie, the Elder Dragon form, meanwhile, is going to be wearing off. He's trying to get a little more use of it. Get some damage in Excalibur, but eventually going back to his normal form. But top lane, DNZ, yeah, having to be somewhat careful as they're rotating in. And actually, they're going to find the Batrider, but with that Firefly, he'll fly into the trees.
They're going to steal so much experience, though. I wonder if I'm Mag, I almost want to epi this. It's like so much gold, dude.
That is quite a bit.
All right, as long as they zone him out, this is huge. Yeah. Oh, that's so bad for Batrider, dude. That's like some GG shit right there. You need this recovery so bad on the hero.
Yeah. He's not too happy right now with the situation. I mean, he almost has the drum, so the Windlace is all that's left.
Oh, DNZ just gets walked on because of that ward.
No chance. Cogs ain't going to save him there, so the pace right now, double dimensions, feeling really good. And, you know, it really started with J4 on the chin. It's yes, you mentioned it even, Trent, that this is
look
a
at Oliver. You see where he's camping here?
Oh, wow, he's just running at Excalibur. Okay. He's like, yeah.
He sat behind this tree with a DD, waiting until SF walked by for so long.
SF made the appropriate reaction, though. Good old teleport scroll and able to get out.
Yeah. No, but as you're saying, yeah, J4, I would have to agree. Kicking things off here.
Yeah. A hero that starts slow but can definitely get things rolling. And he's got the medallion early on, by the way. And that's another thing with these Chens. We've seen occasional chance. In fact, the WESG event, we saw quite a bit. And one thing I noticed, we were not seeing the Ags build. We were seeing more of this, more just those utility items from drums to medallions to even like a Guardian Greaves, perhaps. So
it's like some people still want to play the Ags Chen, so we have some people still running it as core and SCA. It was really popular like a month ago. I saw like 5 or 6 games straight in a row. I saw Universe playing it, and then I guess today as well, Ice Ice was kind of back on it. So
okay,
Milan though, that looks pretty easy.
That should be a kill. Sand King's coming in, but no, never mind. He's like, it's not worth it. You are already dead, good sir.
Oh, an Invis rune for Bat, and they did not spot it. They had no ward. So, but sadly his Firefly is still going.
Just wearing off, yeah. If he still has it going, then maybe.
Radiant's bottom tower
But if he's patient enough, they can perhaps set up on Shadow Phoenix. Excalibur knows something's up, though. He's running away. So instead he'll go back to the middle lane. Those drums again finished. Sand King and Rubik here. But while this is all happening, bottom lane, Phantom Lancer, I almost forgot Peel was in the game, frankly, because he's just been kind of freely
say the same
farming.
thing.
Doing his own thing.
He has vanished.
Dire's middle tower
Doppelganger maybe. Cask does not bounce back to him, so he's good. He just walks it off. He's almost got the defusal picked up.
Top tower is
No battle fear this game.
Oh, then you kind of feel bad for Weehaw too, because he just got that Invis rune top, walks the whole way around down here, doesn't find anything, and this is on a hero that needs to be recovering right now. So it's like, yes, you need kill opportunities, but you also feel kind of bad once you just do that huge rotation and don't find anyone.
Is under attack.
Not quite working out his way, but at least Sand King has a TP scroll, so thank you, Chinese caster. It's very important that these things get pointed out.
Glad he did. It's on cooldown. One more second. There you go. Now he can use it.
Okay, that's what he's pointing out. Wow.
Just
Good thing
about.
that gank didn't find anything.
Milan's down here looking for opportunity. Gonna just head back towards the mid instead. But Double Dimension, they've really just been controlling this bottom side of the map, it feels like. Taking it away from Penta. So DK, he's been trying to find any kind of recovery. He's actually 2,000 gold saved up, so an armlet's coming for Dragon Knight.
Typically, when they control this part of the map, you look to try and take over this area, and they have the wards down from Penta, but they haven't really gotten any of those like Batrider kills up top that you kind of want to cement that position for you. There's the hook shot, though. Where is it? I hear it. Oh, there he is.
It's way over here, yeah. Excalibur, the Hand of God, though, coming out. He's good for now. He does not have Maledict on him. They also have a Shrine to use, so this could be a turn potential. Coming out, Excalibur. Requiem is ready. He's still dropping the DK in the face, but now here's some more supporting cast. The Requiem goes off. The lift onto the DK. They couldn't finish the job, and it's going to backfire as DK running away now. Epicenter being channeled, trying to run him down, but DK managed to barely escape as the Clockwork. Nobody dead, and finally Excalibur actually goes down in the end. Weehaw will fall as well. I am shocked those were the only 2 deaths in the end.
Yep. One thing just remains consistent. Weehaw dies.
Yeah.
Pretty much the name of this game so far, but maybe a bit too aggressive. You know, we're talking about the not having the Blink Dagger and then creating an engagement so far away from everyone. It takes so long for Weehaw to actually get there.
Oh no, DK? No, he's fine. He just walks it off. But yeah.
Milan had the stolen Death Ward too, eh? That's because he doesn't have the heal yet. Because I remember usually you can, like, you should never get Death Ward stolen. It's the same thing as Pudge Hook, because you can just toggle the heal or you can toggle Rot. But when you don't have it skilled, that is an issue.
A little more difficult. Understandable. So he may be able to make another use of this. There's 18 more seconds before that's off cooldown. That Death Ward. But Sand King getting that Blink Dagger, of course, a very key item here for the Dire team. And Excalibur, it's been tough for him. Obviously, they've been trying to address him. But as we've seen so many times, and this is why you could argue why Shadow Fiend is a very popular hero right now, he can recover like crazy. Yeah. And he's kind of doing that here already.
He can also, like, because he's magic-based, he can also just engage in fights even when he's under-farmed. As long as he has decent levels, right? He can just, like, come in, throw out a couple raises, maybe hang in the back part of a fight. He doesn't have to be that big, towering mass that he is when he's farmed. And then, yeah, he can use that same magic damage and ability to just go into the jungle and clean up some neutrals.
So Dityara has the defusal finished. It's still being delivered out to him, but they're even pushing tier 3. It's eventually going to be stopped, though, by the Radiant side. Again, it's still early on. We're only 14 minutes. It does feel even a little bit longer, but you're only 14 minutes into this game.
I mean, and you look at this game and you're like, let's look at Oliver. First off, I mean, you guys have probably seen Oliver before. He builds Radiance on every hero.
Ags on Gyrocopter. He does
Oh,
that
did he
too.
do that?
He's done that several times now in this event, yes.
That does not surprise me. That's right up his alley, man. He's a hard farmer. That is his dream. That's what he loves to do. He loves Radiance more than anything. But, I mean, I think most people would agree that the armlet build seems to be quite dead on Lifestealer these days. Still see it occasionally, but there seems to be a general consensus that either Battle Fury or Radiance feels like a better way to go on this hero now.
Okay.
Yeah, so he does get his relic. Like, this looks like a pretty good game for a Lifestealer. Generally, you'd be kind of happy, right? Like, 15 minutes, you just got your relic. You're like, okay, maybe I'm a bit behind, but I'm not dumpstered or anything here. I'm feeling pretty good.
And you're going up against a PL, which Radiance is very important to have against such a hero on the other side.
Yes.
So even more reason why that's a strong item that he's going for instead. Yeah, it is funny you mention that, because yesterday I was casting, obviously, Penta versus... who was it? That was against the Final Tribe in the Winter Finals there. He actually played Lifestealer, and that was brought up. Again, I'm not as familiar with the player, so everyone's saying, oh, yeah, he goes Radiance on everything, so I'm just kind of expecting it. And sure enough, he went Armlet that game. Now, they were...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were struggling, and they were behind, so I think it was a bit of a reaction in that game.
That's pretty
but,
funny.
yeah, go figure, as everyone's bringing that up. But, yeah,
one time.
He's built Ags on Gyrocopter a couple times. I'm becoming to learn that this is a player. He's one of those... I don't care what other people do. I'm going to do what I think is best when it comes to these.
Yeah, there was one game where it was a pub, but he was playing with it was him and Cap in the same game, and Cap brought it up when we were in Malaysia. He was like, "Dude, do you remember that game where you were Wraith King and you went Radiance?" And I'm like, "I'm fine with that," but then you built Shivas. And it's just like, no, it was good. It was the right game. It was Radiance Shiva's game. It's just like no other items. Just Radiance into Shivas. I don't know.
Shivas.
He's got something about AoE, man. He's real into it. It's the value play or something.
All right. Well, we're going to see the Radiance here from him, so a good example of what's to come, perhaps. But,
what are we getting on these other heroes, though? What's Excalibur? This is the build that whenever I see a Shadow Fiend build it, I just feel good inside. I'm like, how can you go wrong? You get some drums, you get a BKB. This is like, my team is doing things build. I don't need to do anything. I don't need a Yules, Blink. I don't have to, like, set this shit up. You guys have got this game on lock. I'm just going to be there in the fights and try not to die. Very nice stuff. Going to fully complete the Solar Crest on J4, eh? Is that worth this game? The defensive capabilities up against the Lifestealer help us Rosh even faster.
Well,
but what about a Force Staff? I mean, they're going to build one on the Sand King, but...
You can never have too many Force Staffs, right? So
yeah, against Clock and Batrider and Lifestealer. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the value of Solar Crest. It doesn't feel that good whenever I see it.
Okay.
It's pretty expensive for an upgrade. It's obviously an okay item, but I just look at like half a Force Staff and think, that's,
yeah,
that's more than half of a Force Staff.
Is that evasion really worth it kind of deal? Yeah. That's all you're really adding on to it. Yeah, I know. I think that's definitely a worthy argument, at least. That again, especially against the Clockwork, I'll even Batrider to an extent. Get away from the Lifestealer. Just Force Staff is just always going to be such a great value. And again, you can never have too many of them. So an item that maybe it may eventually go, but yeah, right now, figuring he wants to finish the Solar Crest in full. There is something about that idea, right, where it's like there may not be even any logic to it more than just I just want to complete an item. It's like it just feels good completing an item rather than kind of halfway.
Like per the gold spent, until you actually finish the Force Staff, the Solar Crest is going to be way better for those engagements. And you could argue they're a very important time of the game right now, and they want to go high ground, so they can allow Excalibur to siege better by having the Solar Crest on top of him. Might feel a bit safer. But that is one thing, is that they can't really force the high ground once that Blink Dagger's done on Weehaw. So they'll be keeping an eye on him just to make sure, because standing near these tier 2s or even tier 3, of course, feels pretty scary if there's a looming Batrider.
Yeah. Yeah, Penta Sports is kind of an interesting team as of late in the sense that, so you mentioned that they were at, what event were they at recently?
ESL 1 Genting.
That's right, they were at the Genting event.
There.
And at that event, Weehaw was with them, right? He joined them there.
No, he wasn't for that one. That was...
so it was after that.
It was Galaxy Battles Weehaw was standing in.
That's right.
In the Philippines for Pain, I think.
That's
one of the teams
that
over there.
Yeah.
I forget who was there with them.
Was it
Ark who was there?
9 is their previous player.
Yes.
Who And so that's what I was kind of getting at. Like, I never really heard what happened with this because Nines, he's like been the #1 player in Europe as far as a ladder goes for a long time. And to me, I mean, yes, Weehaw is obviously a fantastic player, brings plenty of experience. But I kind of wonder how that played out. I never really heard more than just all of a sudden Weehaw's replacing 9 for this team.
From what I understand, it was mostly just team dynamics. Like he didn't talk a lot, kind of a deal. So maybe that whole adage of just like, yes, he's like really high in the the pub ladder and everything like that, and he has some pro player experience, but they felt like they needed just more communication and stuff, and that wasn't something that he was able to provide. And then when there's someone like Weehaw available, it's a pretty big deal if you can snag someone like him on the team. But like they had Ark playing for them, I think his tag was, who I don't know too well, but he helped them qualify for like Genting, and so that was pretty nice for them to actually get some more LAN experience. And then they were still just kind of shopping around trying to figure out exactly what they were missing. So hopefully the communication of Weehaw and then just like the general experience that he has is what they feel like can kind of lift them up to that next level.
Europe in general's been mentioning that throughout this event. It's been getting tougher. You have your top echelon team, Secret, Liquid, but after that, you know, you were mentioning Kingwin earlier. Frankly, I was surprised, just as surprised as you, to see Kingwin drop both of their series early on in this event. So, but these up-and-coming teams, the Final Tribe, of course, in the Grand Finals. You have the new Alliance squad. You have Penta and Double Dimension. These guys here, and they're proven to be stronger teams. So Europe's becoming more and more entertaining to watch, in my opinion.
Yes, us NA casters are just glad to see the underdeveloped European region trying to catch up to the rest of the world. Congratulations, Euro fans.
Maybe they can compete with NA in the near future. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Maybe.
Oh, boy. OG was another team. I don't know how I always forget OG when I talk to you. Anyways, Mag, bottom lane. He's interesting. It's cancels. He's like, all right, let's kill this guy. We figuring what's going on. A third raise. Not even necessary. Good turn there. It's been a bit of a struggle for him this game. 1-5-1.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like if he'd gone Blink first, could he even have done anything? So it's just it feels like it's just so much focus on him, which makes sense. You know, if I'm looking at this Penta roster, I'm reading some names. I'm like, who am I going to try and shut down this game? Probably that Weehaw guy, I would think.
Yeah,
helps that he's also on the Batrider.
Very true, but
Milan. That's a lot of TPs.
I see also up here, Phantom Lancer's running after the DK. DK's going to be forced to TP out himself, and he's successful. RMN, the same story. They managed to get away. So, yeah, reaction from Double Dimension. They were trying to catch them, but everyone escapes on the side of Penta.
My thrift rewarded.
And that Radiance is getting very close for Oliver. And he has the Relic. He's at 1350 gold for the pattern, but they're going to do Roshan in the meantime. It's Double Dimension. Make use of that Solar Crest. Apply that here. Actually, he's not applying it. There we go. I was like, wait, where is it? Come on now.
Alright, so they didn't get any kills, but obviously everyone TP's out, so easy. And they're going to try to play with DNZ. Oh, Mag is blocked. Look, they got the catapult there, the creep here, and Mag running back and forth. So no hookshot plays.
And it's obviously, when you're this experienced of a team, you expect to see those kind of defensive plays from teams like this, but it's always still fun to watch where, the Clockwork's trying to find that one angle, but you see them moving back and forth and have creeps or whatever.
Middle tower
Almost caught, though, Meg.
This is big. He doesn't have his Radiance yet. It's going to slow him down even more if he dies right here. He doesn't have a TP either. He could have rage TP'd, but it was on cooldown still, and he can't even get the Shrine off. At that point, probably wouldn't have mattered, but big catch on a Lifestealer. Double Dimension.
Radiant's middle
yeah, when you just have like a free game of Rage TP, it really sucks when they catch you out while it's still on CD.
Dire's bottom tower.
And now marching high ground, we have that Solar Crest, we have the Aegis. Very tough defense.
They give the Aegis to PL, by the way. As a cast, the Death Ward is out. Sand King's dropping. He gets a heal for the Hand of God. The send back, he's going to survive. Great save from J4, continuing to make the big plays. Milan, though, going to be hookshot in. He's going to steal the hookshot and use it defensively. What is going on? Double Dimension making some clutch plays to escape here.
And they can't even get a grab on the way out or something with the blink from the Batrider. Very nice group escape here from DD. Leave themselves with a 6K lead. Man, great send back.
Yeah, send back to the steal the hookshot to escape. Again, both players there deserving for sure props, but They're going to reset. Again, they still have the Aegis as mentioned. Phantom Lancer. By the way, how about this casual Hood of Defiance on PL this game?
Yeah, just like what else is he going to build, really? You know, just trying to get himself up into the high ground, wants a value item. Probably thinking that they might have had a chance at like a Rax or something early. Lots of magic damage on the Radiant.
DNZ going to run after him. PL now changing attention to Weehaw, but realizing it might not be enough, we'll start falling back. There is a shrine here as well, so always careful about that. In fact, DNZ pops it kind of by himself. But you could tell Penta's a little scattered right now. Oliver's still so close. He needs 100 more gold, a couple of creep kills. He'll have that Radiance, but until he has that Radiance, he really doesn't want to fight yet. And that means another Tier 2 tower, most likely.
Damn. When your carry only has one item at 19 minutes. Actually, he doesn't even have one item. He has no items. He has fake items.
Sacred Relic, it's something. I mean, it's a lot of damage. It's 60 damage, but you're all right. That's the thing with going Radiance, right? It always is.
Yep.
It takes a while to get there. Oh, top lane, Weehaw, he went too far. The hook shot as well as the burrow strike, and he's going to be lifted into a kill. It's just they're continuing to lock him down. And over here, Shadow Fiend, though, he's also been having some troubles. He is going to be found. That was a smoke gank by Penta.
Yeah, very nice play. Trying to find, like, all right, where's this SF being greedy? If we can't contest these guys with the Tier 2, we might as well try and do something at the same time. So, good read by Penta. But obviously, still a very advantageous position here for Devil Dimensions. Gonna go for the Blink Infest.
Oh, nice lift, though. Reaction. They knew Sand King was in the area, but they didn't exactly see him. So he gets away for now, but they still want to chase Oliver again. He has that Radiant Spurn kicking in now. Going to run after J4. J4, Hand of God in 10 seconds. Ditting around the backlines, though. Sitting on top of Boogie and everyone else. Out comes the Epicenter. And Dragonite most likely going to fall. Oliver's getting low as well. He cannot toggle. He goes down. No buybacks on the side of the Radiant. Weehaw's burning down Mag in the meantime, but losing more teammates. They lose Clockwork. Chen was killed off, but now Weehaw's going to be caught as well. Sand King, he may burn down in the end. Triple kill, though, for Ditya Raw. Sand King survives when it's all said and done. In Double Dimensions
if I'm not
wrecking.
mistaken, I believe, like, the Life Dealer, Oliver tried to go on the Chen, and put the open wounds on, and instantly J4 purged himself with the Purge Creep, and then got even more space away from the Life Stealer, so Oliver's just, like, chasing him further and further in. And then, like, gets baited deeper, so... Just another way to give ridiculous props to J4 this game. Kind of owning on the Chen.
I think he's played this hero once or twice before, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's pretty confident with it. Yeah, that's a big play, though. Glad he pointed that out. Melee Rax. It's falling now. You see Oliver's coming back in again, the Radiance. He pops the Rage, runs at the Requiem in response, but with the Rage, he'll be fine from it, but Witch Doctor not so fine. And Ditya, remember, he still has the Aegis after all this, too, which is not even going to come into play. Buyback on a Clockwork. Boogie, though. He's trying to run away. Hookshot will connect. Hand of God heal comes out, though. Mag, he's going to force staff away yet again. Continues to have that value. Weehaw jumps to the back lines. Milan's going to end up burning down, but it's still Ditya just owning this Radiant team right now. In the front lines, you just see how far he is. He's eventually going to doppelganger backwards. As Excalibur is trying to live against Weehaw, and Ditya's like, get off my homie. Okay, well, Boogie, he'll finish the job at least, but this Phantom Lancer is just so out of control this game. Oh, the Aegis reclaim. He's got to be a little careful now. Is he dead? Yeah, DNC's coming in. Oliver's here. He's dead. Then they end up getting a pretty big kill in the end because of that.
Trade your melee racks for it, but they did get something. And then, yeah, right into the medallion, trying to get some value going on this Life Stealer. Spend that long building a Radiance, you buy a medallion right after.
Yeah.
Just
feels
one
bad,
of those
man.
feels bad kind of moments, but that's fine. He's accelerating. He's doing his standard build here. Is there hope in this game? 12K, 23 minutes. Oh, man. I mean, he said the hood on PL. Think about how long ago that was. Now he just has like 3,600 gold he hasn't even spent.
Yeah. What does he
Some
buy
options here for sure.
Manta style, maybe. Pretty the usual.
I wonder if he could just like blink this game, honestly. Like, can he kill him? I don't know. But plays it safe. Go for the Yasha, and as you said, probably into the Manta after.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Unfortunate. It's obviously important they got that kill. A little unfortunate. Clockwork's the one that got credit for it, so he gets that 800 bounty gold on him. But you know, Lifestealer probably would have liked that.
Dire's
he
middle
was involved. Since Weehaw bottom lane, he's dead again.
Rough game.
Dire's middle
Very
tower
rough
is under
game.
attack.
They need a force staff so bad. This Batrider just can't play his hero without a force staff, and he can't afford one because he keeps getting ganked over and over. And if DNZ actually gets a force because of that bounty, that would be great. But want to go in.
Mag kind of juke it a little bit, but they're collapsing on them. Is Double Dimension. DNZ.
Oh, he's got the lasso.
Lasso? Okay, well, you get a kill back there, but Milan's trying to run away now as Oliver's running away. The Requiem going up. BKB popped by Excalibur, and you just see them.
Oh, Milan. So, Milan should have been dead, but he's stolen Lasso, so they're able to kill the clock first. Lasso the life, so then he just like gets away. What a gamer.
Double Dimension's
nice.
playing very well this game, yeah. It's we like to always try our best to focus on the positives, and no doubt this is a game where Double Dimensions is deserving all the credit. And up 13,000 lead because they're just outplaying Penta Sports right now. Oliver, though, they dive onto him. He's good at turning. Pops the armlet, going in. Hanikot using response in the backlands. Milan, he's going to be stunned up, but another send back. Sand King's going to be fine because of that. He's back at base. We'll see if he can join the team in the near future. Once again. But Ditya, nope, he's going to be lassoed right back. Can they save him this time? The send back, he's good. He gets send back as well.
Oh, man, that's so irritating.
Yeah.
Oh, it felt so good, too. They still had the Maledict going. Actually grabs him, pulls him back in, even without the force staff. He just goes away, goes home.
You know, a lot of attention has been going to Phantom Lancer this game for good reason, but Shadow Fiend's been, you know, he's 7-5-3, which actually I was almost a little bit surprised to see. So from that perspective, he is doing very well. But that's kind of, again, Shadow Fiend. He's second in net worth. He's even catching up to his teammate PL. He just simply finds ways to recover. And the BKB, it's down to 7 seconds already, but he has that, of course, and now he has a Yash on top of it. So that's just another threat that Penta is somehow having to find a way to deal with. Skin develops.
Playing by himself a lot this game, but while his team is pressuring and playing his 4 or something, he's just farming every single camp, every single wave on the opposite side of the map, so creating a ton of space for him this game, and makes Excalibur's life pretty easy. Who is he, rank 1 Europe now? I think he was for a moment, I'm not sure.
He's been up there, yeah, definitely in the top 10. I know for sure, so he's yeah, consider one of these players, these pub stomp players. You know, and I was talking about that the other day with the co-caster, that he's been an interesting story to watch throughout the scene as hold that thought, though, because Sand King, he's fine. Got hook shot, but he just pro strikes away.
Hold on, I'm going to anger the Na'Vi fans. Crystallize is currently #1 on the leaderboard. I apologize. Please, no flames, no threads. I am wholeheartedly sorry.
But Excalibur deserves it, though, so.
Excalibur's currently 7th. Very nice. Weehaw also 6th. Okay.
And Boogie's dead.
Some high rollers. Boogie is, yeah, quite dead.
Oliver, TP out Armin. Oh, the damage is too much. Point is, though, back to Excalibur, he's been on Alliance. He's been on Fnatic. You know, he's played on some serious name teams, but he's never really been able to find the home. It's always as stand-ins or, you know, he joins a team and then shortly after, unfortunately, it just kind of doesn't work out. So, you know, hoping for him because he is a fun guy and it seems like a genuinely good guy in general. That he's found a good home here in Double Dimension. And so far, it's been seeming like that at least.
Yeah, it's very hard to get EE to write a positive blog about something, and he had only the most like nice and
true,
you know, great things to say about Excalibur. So it must be quite the lad.
But we have Abed now. That's kind of how that worked. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's rough.
Excalibur picks up the Aegis right here though, and cheese on Phantom Lancer. So free Roshan once again, and this time, Double Dimension very likely going to try to go Cutthroat and truly finish the game. Here in game #1 now. As Sand King, he is setting up. Epicenter is ready, of course. Only level 2 Epicenter though.
I haven't talked much about Mag this game, but he's just been so on. Like, he's gotten several initiations on Oliver before he can pop Rage. So they get him down to like 30% HP, instantly force out the Rage and the open wounds, and then they just back away. So like, yeah. And then there, hey, look at that. That looks like a initiation before Rage.
Yeah, Lifestealer, no chance there. They catch DNZ kind of goes into them with the hook shot, so he dies too. Witch Doctor's dead. Buyback, of course, on a Lifestealer, but as I mentioned going into this, it seems like what could potentially be a final push here. Oh, look at that. We are smoking down here with the Infest Bomb. He's going to be found. They saw him in the area. They knew what was up.
They have a ward up there, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't get the lift off, though.
He gets Oliver. Oliver may end up dying. No, he gets Milan, excuse me. And they do kill Milan, but the Hand of God now comes out. BKB on a Poogie, but again, the physical damage is real. The Requiem in the midst of it. The BKB was still up, but they get the kill. That's what matters. So more buyback. This one actually on Milan now.
Wants back in the action. Doesn't want to miss the party at the end of the game.
No, of course not. Epicenter, gear going off. Oliver turning his attention. They lose the Witch Doctor again, though. And they're going to lose Oliver for the dieback, and there's the GG's making it official. Game 1, going to double dimension. They're up 1-0 now.
I liked the idea of the Batrider. I thought it was a good call. Made sense. It's like, okay, we can create some sort of an imbalance and just like
run over this lane and let Weehawk get out of control. This game could have looked very good for them because they did not have a lot of good control elements for the Batrider, and they didn't have a support that really counters the hero. I mean, you can say the sendback does sort of, but they did have a lot of burst if there was actually items on some of these heroes that sendback probably wouldn't have done anything. But they destroyed Weehan lane. They just brought the Chen down there, focused him with the Sand King. And without that like 1v1 matchup, he couldn't get anything going on the hero. And then even with both those heroes bottom, though, they still couldn't win like either the other lanes to any real degree. The Shadow Fiend top worked out fine with the help of Rubik. They got like a couple kills on SF, but as he said, SF just goes into the jungle and catches back up fairly easily, even if he has some trouble in that laning phase. And what did the Dragonite and the Lifestealer do with the time that they were using to destroy Batrider, right? You're like building a Radiance, and Dragonite was just kind of there. He like went that armlet, as he said, so they had no initiation, but he couldn't focus down any towers because he doesn't have any sort of a team backing him up because he's a poor bat and a Lifestealer with no items. So
yeah. I think, addressing the Batrider goes back to what's definitely the key there for double dimensions early on, and we're able to work off that. How about Mag? 4-0-13, by the way.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Every initiation was flawless. He missed like one double burrow strike when Ditcheraw had just lost Aegis, and that was pretty much his only like mistake you could point out in the entire game. Other than that, he was kind of flawless. And yeah, just honestly, I think it is just about identification and just saying like, okay, how do Penta win this game? How do we stop that? And a lot of it was centered around that early game for the Batrider. And J4 did exactly that, you know. El Capitan coming down bot, destroys his lane, destroys his game.
At least Penta had one thing going. They all had 2 hero kills. Pretty consistent right there across the board.
That's teamwork right there.
That's teamwork at its finest for sure. No, double dimension. They're up 1-0 though here. Of course, a best of 3. So we'll see what happens in game number 2, guys. The GESC Indonesia European Qualifiers loser finals will continue next. Double dimension up 1-0. I'm Breaking CBK, joined by Trent. Stay tuned, guys. Game 2 coming up next.